We are very glad to see you today. Look at us, full house, back on Wednesday. We are super, super excited about that. So, hello and welcome. I see some of our Wednesday regulars already. I'm super excited about that. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Lisa Daly. This is my channel. And with me today are our awesome co-hosts. So as people are starting to filter in, let's go ahead and do our introductions really fast. I'm going to start with the fabulous, the wonderful, and the back for today in an awesome appearance, Carrow Brown.
What's up? Yeah, that's me. Hi. I'm here. Sorry, my brain is like not anywhere ready for being on a stream. I have a channel that's got no videos on it right now. So if you want to go check out past videos where I try to give you writing advice, that's definitely over there. I think that's still pretty evergreen right now. It's not going to change at this point. But outside of that, you can also find me on Instagram where I'm posting pictures of like my bullet journal, like maybe once a month. So, cool. You know, I'm super active on social media.
you have some stuff going on. So I feel like when you do come back to everything, you're just going to like right out of the gate, right?
Yeah, it just kind of sucks because I know some folks like want to bring me into like their stuff, and I'm sitting here like I would love to do that, but I don't know if I'm working that day. I don't know if I'm driving out of state. Like my life is like all kinds of chaos, and as somebody who likes to overplan everything, this is my personal hell right now. So
chaos, yeah, chaos is bad for this. For the spreadsheet queen. We're so glad you're here. Also here today, Sako Tumi's here.
Howdy neighbors, I'm Sako Tumi, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. If you are interested in videos pertaining to marketing for authors, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel, Sako Tumi, Cass Voight. And it's not just me, it's like our lovely Lisa Daly and DC Brown and Courtney Project and a whole bunch of other Authortubers who have, you know, things to say about marketing for authors. So if, you know, you should drop by sometime. I would love to see you.
There's a link down below. Speaking of down below, with that transition, Robert Jones is here.
My channel is The Story Detective. It still exists, but like Carrow, I don't have new videos on there, and I haven't for some time.
Hashtag hermit mode.
There are new ones being scripted and will be filmed for a relaunch in October. There's a lot of things I'm working on, but we'll get into that as we broach today's subject. For now, just know that my channel takes on all forms of story, breaks down the craft, puts it under a Sherlockian microscope, and if I can get this out without flubbing it one more time, hopefully makes your craft journey easier.
You did it! Yay! If you guys have not seen Robert's craft videos, you definitely need to check them out. They are awesome. Just like Sako and Carrow and Michelle and Doll. You will find them down in the link below. Speaking of Doll, welcome, Dolly.
Hi, hello there humans. I am Cecil Runo. I'm a partially blind writer for introspective readers, also known as the Ace from Space. And as you can tell, I write sci-fi mostly, but I am a happy genre hopper. I love exploring other genres with my short stories and even a little bit of poetry. My YouTube channel, I'm gonna follow that trend. I don't know what's happening with my YouTube channel. Hopefully I can come back, though my approach is going to be a little bit of writing and hopefully figuring out how to appeal to my readers with video content. I'm thinking hopefully I will figure it out by October, because I am also relaunching in October, hopefully. And if you want to see what's happening in the here and now, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Cecil Runo. It's the same handle in both.
Excellent. I'm very excited that October really is a magical month. I'm very excited that we have so many YouTube relaunches happening in October. Michelle.
Hi.
Yeah. Well, the one of us, well, that's not the one of us, but one of us whose channel is not completely dead, who is continually posting awesome new videos. Michelle is here. Welcome. Tell us all about you.
I'm Michelle Schusterman. I'm a young adult and middle grade author, although I'm currently writing my first not kidlit book. Yay! And my channel is writing workshops and traditional publishing chat and writing blogs.
Yay! You guys have to check those out. Michelle has some really, really awesome videos. I am Lisa Daly. I'm a traditionally published author. And here on my channel, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to say, even though I said it a million times. Here on my channel, we talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. Yeah, let's take some comments. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you guys came back on Wednesdays, and I'm very glad that like our old Wednesday regulars I'm seeing some of them as well. So I'm super excited. Debbie was first today. Hello, Debbie. We are very, very glad to see you. And who it is? Who is it? It's Jean. Yay! We are very, very glad to see you. She's all excited because we are back on Wednesdays. Yes, please set it in your schedule. Yeah. Mark it down on your calendar. It is officially in mine. And
I felt so bad when you switched for me, and then like we got 2 weeks into it. I was like, I have to work Mondays now. I'm sorry.
You know what? It was a good experiment. In some ways, it was good because I do feel like Mondays gave us sort of like a good start to the week. We were, of course, sad that you could not, like, we swapped over, and we did lose some of our regular Wednesday because we've been on Wednesdays for like 2 years, and so it was good because we wanted to stay with you, and bad because we lost some of our Wednesday people live. And it ultimately, Mondays just weren't as good. Oh, I'm sorry. Michelle's like, hello, underneath the comment. Anyway, so yeah, we missed our Wednesday people. Mondays were too packed, and this is kind of funny. We had less of an opportunity to like chit chat on Mondays, which we all love. So here we are. We're back, and I'm excited about it. All right. Yay. Look who's here. We've missed you, JC.
Hi, JC.
You were one of the people that we were mentioning when we were talking about coming back. We're like, oh, it's going to be so great to see everybody. JC. All right. Yay. JC was third today. Look who made it on Wednesday. Claude, we're so glad to see you today. Very, very nice. Walter, hello. We're very glad to see you, Walter. I don't know if you guys have ever like met Walter, but he's like got this like great energy. He's just like, he's on fire. Walter's on fire. Hope is here today. Hello, Hope. We're really glad to see you. Look who made it. Alexis is here. She says, how are you? She's great. She has good news. For her ebook, I Rate, is on Amazon Kindle. We have a book launch. I think that launched today, right? Is that right, Alexis? If you're ready to rock and roll with a tale of heavy metal basis love story.
I think that's another Alexis.
Is it? No, she just... we were just talking.
We have two Alexis.
We do have Alexis's, but I think...
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I was... blindness. Excuse me.
No, it's okay. This is Alexis Soleil. I think you're thinking about Allie. Woohoo. Yes. All right. So, hi, Allie. We're very, very, very glad to see you today. All right. So, yes, you guys definitely check out I Rate, which is out on Amazon Kindle. I saw the cover earlier today, and it looks awesome.
Awesome.
Rose is here. You are so welcome, Rose. Thank you guys for coming back on Wednesdays. Yay. All right. Lena's here. Definitely can use some writing sprints this morning. I think that sounds like we better get going. Mary's here. Hello, Mary. Ooh, you're new. Hi. Hi, Mint Ghost. I don't know. I feel like I've seen you around, but I think this is your first time on our sprints. So welcome. We're very glad to see you. Allie's here. She says, hi, Sako. Hi, Carol. Lisa Dot. Oh, you know who we're missing today? Speaking of all these names, CO Savvy.
Yeah.
I hope she makes it over because
Yeah.
it wouldn't be the same if we came back to Wednesdays and we didn't have a proper nickname. All right.
Give it time.
Aw.
Her entrances are pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, right. Exactly. Thank you so much. We love you too. All right. Yay. All right. Well, as we get started, we're going to start with a 5-minute writing sprint. You guys in the chat, let us know what you are working on today. When we come back to the 5-minute, we'll tell you what we're working on today. And we're also going to, we have a good question today, a very good question, but I'm going to save it until after the sprint. I feel like I should let Caro introduce the question. Was it? I feel like I should let Robert. They were the ones that cooked it up. So Robert, you can introduce the question, but not till we come back. It's a big secret till we come back. All right, let me get our 5-minute up so that we can go ahead and get our documents open. I thought I closed about 1 million windows, but apparently not, because there are like 77 that are available to me. So that's never a good thing. All right, but here we go. I have managed to find the correct one. Wait, I did that, but Doll's here and I forgot to click the little button. Hold on. I'll get it. It's like the Wednesday Wigglies today. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. Here we go. Okay. So because this started automatically, let's get going in 3, 2, 1. 5-minute sprint. Okay, everybody, we are back. All right, here we go. Let me just get rid of that 5-minute timer. So fantastic. How did everybody do in our little warm-up? And for you guys in the chat, what are you working on today? All right, let's go around. We're going to start with Doll. How'd you do in the warm-up? What are you working on today?
I am multitasking today because I already wrote 1,000+ words in my document before the stream. But I will be writing some more because I'm working on the main grid section of my Instagram for Authors book. So I am focusing on all the things that you can do with the main grid, what's recommended, what's maybe not a good idea. That's how I wrote 1,000 words, because I know I have a lot to say. So
I really want to read this book.
I know. I am super excited about it. And I will say, like, you know, Doll has been nagging me lately to put up like more stories. And she sent me like a really awesome list of ideas. And
specific for you.
Yeah, right. And I'm super excited about it. I talked to my little Insta helper, and so we are definitely going to do some of those ideas. We're very excited about it, and I think this book is going to be great. So yay! I'm glad that you're working on it.
One of the things. The other thing that I'm doing right now is preparing a post for another person's account on the beauty and self-care niche. So I'm on Canva, and I'm designing the post, and so the review is ready. It's a product reviewer, and the review is not my job. They write it, but I design the picture so it looks pretty. Like I get the pieces of content and I make it look awesome, and I post it and all that.
That's cool. Very, very nice. Well, I think we are all super excited to read your Instagram for Authors book when that comes out. Michelle, what are you working on today? Hi. And what are you working on? How'd you do in the 5 minutes?
I wrote about 80 words in the 5-minute sprint.
Always good.
And I've been working on I'm doing kind of a ghostwriting project. It's this person had an almost completed draft. And they're like, I don't know. They knew how they wanted to end it, but they just basically hired me to like write the end and also flesh out the middle. So
right.
5,000 words into 40,000 words.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on today. But once I'm finished with this chapter, I'm going to switch over to
your project.
Yeah.
To your little passion project. That is awesome. I think that's an aspect of ghostwriting that a lot of people don't think about. Like they get their book to a certain place, but it's not where they want it to be. And so they, hire a ghost like you, a half dead, half alive ghost, right? to finish it off, to pull it together, to tighten it up, and to make sure that that all the pieces work together. Very cool. I'm very glad about that. Story Detective, how did you do? And what are you working on today?
I did pretty well. I'm just organizing the first chapter in the second half of my manuscript that I'm editing. And we'll see how that goes. Looking to get back on a better track with it myself. But we'll get into that when we pose the question.
The question. We're going to go around, and then we're going to ask the big. We'll take some comments about what everybody's working on, and then we're going to ask the big question. Then we'll do another big sprint. But we're not going to talk about it until we come back from the next. All right, here we go. Sako to me. How'd you do in the 5? What are you working on today?
So it's awesome that JC Carpenter is in the chat because I'm working on the cover for her novel.
Wait, hold on. Let me make you big. Wait.
My ring light. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Wait. No, I just made everybody big. Hold on. It's just like, how many times have I done this? There we go.
So I'm painting over it so
That's
that we
so
have a
cool.
high-res version of the cover.
I love
so that
it.
she can put it on her paperback. She can make a poster out of it.
Love it. I love the power of black and white images. Caro, what are you working on today? How'd you do in the 5 minutes?
So in the 5 minutes, I basically brain dumped what I was going to write for today in your stream, and I got 260 words in. So I'm ready to rock and roll, and I'm actually just working on. I'm just working on my own project right now. Like, you know,
Wow.
it's yeah.
That's awesome. And also, you kill me. 5 minutes, 281 words. Let me just weep here for a minute. Okay, so I have been working for, I swear to God, it's been like 2 years now on this rom-com project I have made. Usually it takes me like 4 months to write a novel, sometimes less. And I have, like, it's just been forever. And I have finally stopped flogging myself and started working on a nonfiction project that I have been thinking about for a while.
Woo!
Yeah, thanks. And it's a little crafty book. I'm very excited about it.
Ooh.
But actually, it's not craft, really. It's sort of craft adjacent. Anyway, I'm excited about it, and I'm writing like the wind. One of my big goals for this year is to get to 5K a day by the end of the year. Not 5K a day by the end of the year. And I know, right? But it can be done. And I'm trying to sort of train myself to be more disciplined. And I was really struggling with the fiction. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to cut myself some slack and work on this nonfiction project. And coming out like butter. So I'm very excited about that. All right, let's talk to everybody and see what everybody is working on today. Dun, dun. Jean is working on Christmas time shelf stocking. Love that.
Wow.
Claude is going to be editing half of Act 2A of my paranormal novel. Yay! JC working on a new mystery novel, book number 3 in the series, trying to finish it up by the end of the month so I can begin prepping my next project. Very, very right. It's almost Preptober. That is right around the corner. Mary logged into work early. She's going to be helping a friend, and then she's going to dive in. What's SOTP? I feel like I should know that.
Shadows of the Past.
Yeah.
Shadows of the Past. Okay, good. All right, very nice. Cool Gamer's here today. Hello, Cool Gamer. We're very glad to see you. Lena's here. She's working on some edits and rewrites. Fantastic. Walter does like to be the apprentice of fire. Oh, you flatter me.
You gotta share that fire, Walter.
Right? We all need a little fire today. All right, Rosalind finished chapter 1, need to brainstorm chapter 2. Whoop, very nice. Jane wants to know, can I buy Irate and give it as a gift? I think she said it was a Kindle book. I don't think it's available in paperback yet, but you can gift a Kindle book. So
you can gift a Kindle book.
So I don't see why not. Sounds like fun. Okay, BC. All right, we are very glad to see you today. Hello, darling. Amy's here.
If my memory is right, BC just launched a new video today.
Yep.
Yes.
Check it out.
Right. All right. Yeah, definitely. I believe her link is in the description below also. Although you can just look at you can look up BC Brown Books and you'll find it right away. Happy time zones, everyone.
Hi, Christina.
Hello. We're very glad you made it today. All right. I know it's NUL, right?
NUL.
Yes. Hi. A little late. Caught you live. Yay. Finally writing after taking a month-long mental health hiatus. Oh my gosh. Our question of the day is so perfect for you. And hold on one second because hold on, guys. Ooh. I don't know if you just heard that. The doorbell rang and the dog started going crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, all right, here we go. So, yay, we are super glad that you made it with us live, and I'm glad you're writing again. It's tough to get back into it, so hopefully, like, hanging out with us all together can help you. It definitely has helped me on more than one occasion. Everybody is glad to see BC Brown. JC says it's my poetry book, Sako. I think I missed that part.
Yeah, it's actually a poetry book.
You're 10 minutes behind. Context is gone.
I'm sorry. ADHD writer is here. Hi. We're very glad to see you. I'm gonna go farther down. Let's see. Yes. BC says, I wish YouTube allowed us to use shortened chat handles a bit from the channel ones, or at least I'm sure Lisa does. Oh my God, yes, I have the longest handle in history. The only, like, you know how after you get like 100 subscribers, you can do your channel name to like what your thing is, like your link to your channel name. Mine is like 7,000 words long. So yeah, not going to do it. All right, here we go, you guys. So let's talk about, yay, JL made it. Hello. MM Ward is here. Hello. We're very glad to see you. Yay. All right, everybody. So here is our big question of the day. Ready? Robert, spill it.
The question is, how do you write when you don't feel like writing or can't write for any particular reason? For me, it was a break that started for mental and physical health around this time last year, because I have fibromyalgia, and 2020 was just like insane. So it came back with a vengeance, and I needed to take some time. Taking that time, I have rearranged a lot of thoughts and a lot of projects, and I'm trying to get back on track to get where I was this last spring. In the spring, I drafted 2 novels. I was working on art for a website. I was producing a ton of stuff. But when summer hit and the humidity hit, it's more difficult for me to be productive. So I don't know that I'll get back to that exactly, because things have changed a bit, but I'm looking to get back to some semblance of that. So for me, I guess the thing that switched up a little bit is when I can't work on my personal writing. If I look at the month of August, in terms of my personal writing alone, it's terrible progress. But if I look at everything else I did for the business, for this, for that, I'm pulling everything together, I didn't make bad progress because I worked on all those little things that I was putting off when I was writing. So I caught up on some things, and some things got a little lost. So looking to pull it together by fall. And if you have any tips or thoughts on that, this is where we're going to launch all that today.
We want to hear, right? If you have good tips, or if you have had the same thing where you're really struggling, like where you don't want to write, you want to write, but you don't want to write, or you need to write, but you don't want to write, or you're just not feeling it. And if you've solved it, definitely we want to know about that. So Carrow Brown has the mute button on. Carrow, darling, do you have thoughts on this?
Yeah, I had my mute button on because I was typing and I didn't want to be clickety clackety over Robert. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, one of the things that I think that comes with like being frustrated with your writing progress is that we always do past comparisons to where we used to be versus where we are right now. And I actually just had this conversation with somebody.
It was me, and you totally called me on my crap. Well, but do go ahead.
You made that sound way more brutal than it actually was.
It really was very gentle. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just like I think part of the problem that we have when we get really frustrated with our writing is that we do that past comparison, to who we used to be. And where we are right now. And I think we have to be a little bit more kinder to ourselves and accept that the way that we are now isn't who we used to be. So kind of mirroring Robert's commentary a little bit. I mean, this time last year, I was working on 3 projects. I was drafting them. I was getting them out. And then, I came out here to wonderful Florida, and it's not Florida's fault. Florida's actually been very kind to me so far. But the moment I moved here and my whole life was in turmoil, like I actually didn't start writing until April. Yeah, I didn't write a damn word. I didn't journal. I didn't do anything until April. And even then, all I did was just like outline a maybe book. And I was totally ready to be kind of like, well, I outlined it and I'll probably never write it, but at least I have it. Right.
Right.
Which is what I'm working on right now. But I mean, I guess it's just like, when you think that you're ready to just get back into the saddle, just forget how you used to work and just focus on how you're working right now. And in some cases, just go and do it, right? Like, don't sit there and freak out about it. Just close your eyes, turn off the screen, do whatever you have to do, and just type, and don't second guess it. It's, God, I can't remember the channel. I watched it and I thought it was revolutionary, which makes the fact I can't remember it even worse. But it was somebody who was talking about the rainbow vomit draft. And what he was trying to say is write as much as you can, as fast as you can, and don't care about it because you're going to edit it. later. So it doesn't matter what it looks like as long as you get the words out. And so like that was like game changing for me. So that's kind of what I do right now in this draft, because like even while we were doing the warm up, I was like, this is the worst sentence I've ever fucking written, but I'm gonna write it, right?
I think that the rainbow vomit method can really work for a lot of writers, like to get out of your own head and just write. For me, I almost feel like it's the opposite, where I was really struggling. And so then I started practicing the rainbow vomit method, just get it out there. And now what I have, like usually my first drafts are really clean and they do not require much editing. And now I have most of a first draft that's like a hot mess. And so there's part of me that's like flipping out about that. But I like when you and I talked the other night after the Boozy Planorama, I was like, I am really hard on myself because I used to be really, really productive. And now I'm less productive. And it was very nice for you to say, you are not the same person that you were 6 or 7 years ago. All these things, right? All these things have happened. And so you need to, deal with the reality of that. I will say that throughout my life, when I've struggled with writing a project or a book, that it always has helped me if I change mediums. So change media. So if I'm working on a computer, then I might go to like a pad and a pen. Or I might go, work on my iPad somewhere, like in a cafe or something. And that has not worked on this fiction project. But it's not the writing. I think it's the project, because I was just saying I did just switch to a nonfiction project, and I'm really like I had like 15 minutes between meetings this morning, and I got like 400 words in, which is good. That's probably like I've had days where I got 400 words. So yeah. So I'm just like, right. So I'm just trying to gradually bump up my word count every week so that I'm not putting a ton of pressure on myself. But I did go, you know what? I'm just not going to bang my head for the rest of the year on this book. If it gets done, it's going to get done. In the meantime, I'm going to write these other books. So
I have some thoughts on that, actually.
I have thoughts too.
And it's usually proven true for me.
All right.
First of all, as far as my progress, commenting on CARROW for a minute, when I went back to work for a day job a few years back, and I had hit a block creatively, and I needed to switch up. And actually taking that job, I went from editing a manuscript that I was working on for a while to dictating and fast drafting. And finally, I got that rainbow vomit draft going on. So between the day job and coming my first 1.5 to 2 years on Authortube, I was like blasting through 2 series and a couple of standalone novels just to get ready for self-publishing. Then 2020 stepped in, and shifting to edit from drafting it's been like 2 phases in one, trying to equalize itself. But for Lisa, when I've had novels that are taking too long and it seems like it's the draft, usually when I plan that novel, going through whatever busyness of life or problems that were occurring, it might seem complete, but there's almost always something at the level off, and you have to get back to squares with the plotting and lay it all out and figure out where those missing pieces are. When you do, I suspect it will go much smoother, and you'll fit the pieces together, find your motivation again.
That's what I keep thinking, and I go back to the plotting, and I go, Eureka! I think I found it, and then a little bit, and then I don't know what it is, because when I think about it, like it's very crystallized, but problematic. Okay, we're gonna take a couple comments, and then I want to talk to Doll, Michelle, and Sako about what they're doing. I know you got something to say. I don't want to, and we want to hear it. I still want to ignore the chat.
Yeah, I'm summarizing it in my head, so it doesn't take that long.
Okay, VC says, when I don't want to write, I set a writing goal of 50 words a day. I definitely do that. Small enough.
One of my tips too.
Yeah, that is a great thing. And this is actually how I got like, okay, I'm going to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. But my starting goal was really, really small, because there were days where I would sit down and I would get 200 words. And I'd be like, well, that's 200 words more than I had yesterday. So that is an excellent tip, BC. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
The check-in.
JL says she changes locations. Going to the library helps. Yes, absolutely. Handwrite everything at the library. Sometimes getting away from tech helps big time. I think that's true for me with like when I go write at the beach. I do not write longhand at the beach. I used my iPad and a keyboard. Now I have a Kindle and a keyboard, a Fire and a keyboard. But I do not allow myself any internet connection there. And it does really help. Also, just like the noise of the birds and the ocean and the people around you, like just helps you block everything out. All right. ADHD writer says, I always put my creativity into something else. Instead of writing, I paint a lot. It often resets my brain. That is an excellent
go back
idea.
and forth.
Yeah. Gone back and forth with the art and writing during spring, and I think that helped achieve a much better balance. So
yeah, definitely.
Get back to that.
I think that I think there really is something. The last time I really struggled with a book, I just and I was on a deadline for St. Martin's, and I really was it was really, really a challenge on that one. And I just started allowing myself, instead of making myself sit, because, butt in chair, fingers on keyboard that's like a staple for a lot of writers. And for me, that's always worked. I have a couple days, but it was doing other creative things. And what's really crazy is, so I made this really cool chandelier, and I did all these other really interesting things. But the other thing that happened was I had this weird shelf in my kitchen that was below it's in the kitchen island, was this crazy corner shelf. And I had lived in that house for 10 years. And I was always why would anybody put a weird little shelf down here? No one's going to see it. It's below the counter. And then I realized one day, it's for cookbooks. And it was just the process of doing other this is a weird story. It was the process of doing other creative work that kind of opened my brain to other possibilities. All right, let's see. I want to get a couple more, and then we are going to, Aphrodite makes an excellent point. You would never watch someone you would never watch someone bully someone else the way you bully yourself. That is true. Yeah. My desire to do more, but if it doesn't, that's fine. I was productive and did right. But yes, we do have to be kinder. That is absolutely the truth. Claude's got something, and then we're going to go back to Doll, Michelle, and Sako. Claude says, when I struggle, I try to allow some days of rest. I watch many Authortube videos just to get inspired. I also do other writing-related things. That is all really, really good advice.
I've got a random sidebar question for you guys who actually worked on deadlines. When you're not working on a deadline for a couple of years, do you still dream that you have a deadline, that you haven't met your goals?
I have to give myself
several years,
one.
and it's
I have to.
Yeah.
With my editor for 2 years, and I have this
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
Like this project that I have right now that I'm working on, I've got no deadline. I've got no agent being when are you going to be done? But the moment I was kind of I really need to write this book. And then I noticed kind of in August, I was lolling a little bit. And so what I did was I went and told somebody I was going to, give them the draft for their wedding. And so that immediately changed everything. Cause I was I have to get it done now. I told somebody.
Right. I know.
Somebody holding you accountable.
Yeah. I absolutely need a deadline to get things done. And it doesn't matter if it's only for me, but it is good to be accountable to other people for sure. All right. Doll.
Yeah.
Speak your wisdom.
Well, not my wisdom per se.
Oh no, we lost Doll. Okay, Doll, I'm gonna come back to you in a second. She's muted. Did you do that on purpose, Doll?
Oh no.
Okay, Michelle, you get to go next. We'll get Doll back when she's back.
Okay. Well, first, BC's tip about setting super tiny goals. That's the first thing I do, because that almost always breaks me out of it. The other thing is I think we probably all know at this point that the whole write every day thing is BS. You don't have to write every day. If you can, great, do it. But, some days, though, I feel like you can work on your book without writing, and we don't acknowledge that enough. So just to use a really specific example, I had a couple of good writing days in a row on my book last week. And then one day I just didn't want to write, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized I was just getting to that point where I needed to like dig into my character, my main character, a little bit more, and I wasn't ready to. And she has this like specific thing that happened in her backstory that I needed to learn more about. So I found a podcast about that thing, and I just binged a bunch of episodes and walked around and thought about it and like let her evolve in my head. And then the next day I was ready to jump back in and start writing again. So you can still work on your book. Maybe you just need to like not do words, but find something else that's still productive and helps you.
Right.
Can I
Well,
speak
and
to
there's
that a
also all
little
this,
bit? Can I speak to that a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual act of creating, whether it be painting, writing, or whatever, actually uses the exact same amount of brain power that critical thinking requires. So if you have to critically think for the exact same amount of time that you would for writing, then it's like, not to be like, no duh, that your brain's going to get really exhausted doing that constantly. So yeah, absolutely switching gears and letting that part of your brain rest while you process new information is absolutely essential. Yes.
I agree with this.
Yeah. But
I
no,
do
you're
too. It's like I went to school for it.
No, it's back. Before anything else happens, let's all say what you want to say.
No, I mean, 2020 was a year where lockdown was a thing. People were not getting out of the house, and I'm used to it. So I thought that, it is my time to being social online. And I was on everybody's stream, on everybody's channel, doing all the things, blah, 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 blah. When in truth, I am an introvert. And that includes online socializing. And nothing
you're just like wiped out.
Nothing got done. I mean, okay, sure. I self-published Danger and the flash fiction piece, The Loop. Sure.
That's something.
That was one flash fiction that was really hard to write because I was everywhere doing all the things, not scheduling them. And Danger was already drafted, edited. It was just a matter of working with editors and publishing it. My brain didn't have to do much there. It was already drafted. So basically 2020 was a no year in terms of writing and drafting and create. Nothing got done. What happened? Okay, 2021 was like, no bullshit. Stream, no stream. I only come to Lisa's, and sometimes I get invited to other streams like Glory's and Tom's streams. Okay, great, but I am very selective. I am not being the social butterfly that I was trying to be when that's not my true nature and that's not how I write. So this year I was like, I need boundaries and I need healthy habits. I need to work on that sleep pattern thing that I struggle with. I have insomnia problems, hypersomnia problems. I have both. I don't know what it is. Blind people have sleep problems. I guess it's part of being blind. But so many things that I had to put in place that had nothing to do with my writing. Then I can start thinking, okay, now I can draft. Now I can create. And since I started scheduling all my social media, like everything is scheduled. Everything. Tweets. You see me tweeting every 15 minutes lately? That's scheduled, honey. I am not on Twitter all day, every day. That's not that. I'm sorry. I have some thoughts, or I'm watching a video that gives me some thoughts. Great. I will tweet about it, but I will schedule it for tomorrow, and then you will see it. Yeah. That's how I'm using Twitter. Instagram, I have a content calendar. Everything is scheduled. Everything is auto-posted. That's going in my book as well. I figured it out, and now I can do my writing. Now I can read. Now I can write. Now the creative well is not empty. You had to put your boundaries in place and figure out a system that works for you, especially for disabled authors, authors with disabilities. Hi, I'm talking to you. Don't try to be like what you think normal, fully able authors are, because that's not even true for them. They also schedule everything. So
that's true. There is some truth to that. Well, I do want to say, so BC Brown said this, and I was actually thinking the same thing, right? It's not just your writing work that counts as work. You can work on your book, but we also all have this other stuff to do. Your brand,
some people
your
have a day job.
Right. Some people have a day job, but thinking is still working on your book, and your brand stuff is still working on it. Robert, what say you?
I think what Dal is saying is true. Your creative well does need time to refill, And even though 2020 was a tough year, I think in terms of Dal's progress, she digested so much
Yeah.
writing and feeling afraid because there was a lot she didn't understand, to developing that understanding and developing confidence and growing, a lot. I think if you wrote every day, Dal, you probably wouldn't have grown as much as you did just
No.
back from.
Definitely not. I need reading. I need reading.
Yeah.
If I don't read, I'm gonna die as an author. I'm not. I need my audiobooks. I need my audiobook time without social media. That's why everything is scheduled, because I am immersed in audiobooks. I don't feel in my creative well with movies. I'm blind. I don't care about those. It's audiobooks or nothing, or ebooks with screen reader, but you know what I mean. So this year has been the year of, I'm going to place healthy boundaries, create healthy habits, try to fix that sleeping problem the best you can. I'm not sleeping like a baby every night. I'm not, but I am waking earlier. I'm waking up earlier, and I'm having more or less a pattern. So it is assessing your current situation, because some people have a day job, some people have families, some people have families and a day job. Darlings, it's going to be harder for you. It's going to be harder. You cannot expect yourself to produce like someone who's a full-time author when you have babies to take care of, a day job to please. There's other things you need to assess in order to create a system.
It's
toxic
true.
Productivity.
It really is. I want to talk about this, and I want to hear Sako's take on this, but we are overdue for our first writing sprint. Yes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to write for 20 minutes, and then we're going to come back. We're going to hear from Sako, and then we have lots more comments, because this is obviously an excellent topic. Nice job, Caro and Story D.
Yes.
Yes, really, really good topic. I think we all needed this today. All right, so let's do some writing, or staring out the window, as the case may be, or jumping up and down, or thinking, or whatever you need to do,
or finishing that Canva post.
Exactly. All right, let me go ahead and put the screen up. I feel like since Miss Caro is back with us today,
yes, please.
Maybe she would like to but she'd like to take us out on this one.
I lost a bet with Mr. Brown because he was like, she's going to make you do it first. You know that. And I was like, no, she'll be nice to me because I've been gone for a while. So I owe him a cup of coffee.
Well, sorry. Mr. Brown did pay me $30. No, I'm kidding. All right. Go, Caro.
Motivation. Yeah, that thing that we're trying to find. I don't know where to find it for you. I'm really sorry. You can take that time to kind of, I don't have it in me today. I'm sorry, Lisa. I don't.
Okay, hold on.
Look, I'll make you a deal. I'll do a Mr. Wednesday deal. I'll ask Robert to do it now so I can do it later. How's that sound?
Okay.
Thank you.
That sounds like a good thing. Hold on, I'm going to pull up again so I can share the sound with us too. All right, Robert, you're in it.
Okay.
Have it.
Let's get ready here. I want to harken back to BC's remark about getting in that 50 words a day. That's something I need to remind myself of. And I think that's something you can do now, whether it's 20 minutes or 5 minutes, your brain still registers the same satisfaction of getting into the habit. So let's take this time to make it a step forward and write whatever you can, or think about whatever you can, as Michelle did. You need to think about your story. You need to do some plotting. Now is the time, when you're here among friends, to just let your imagination roll with it, see where it takes you. And let's get ready in 3, 2, 1, and sprint.
Okay, everybody. So, yeah, I have no idea how many words I wrote, but there were a lot, and it felt really good. No idea though how many it was. I'll have to go back. I was on. I write on Scrivener, and I was in like 2 or 3 different. I started in one section, and I came down to another section, so I can't easily go back because I don't.
Are you ready? I'm about to tell you how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm ready.
Yeah. So you go to projects.
Yes.
Then you go down to project targets.
Oh, yeah.
And then it says your session target right under that.
Oh, no, I just wrote earlier today, and I didn't write how many I had. Like, I know how to, thank you. I know how to, if you go down to writing history, it'll tell you how many you've written for that day. But I wrote earlier, so I don't know. I think I wrote about 500 words there. That would be my guess. So,
that's
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I feel pretty happy about that. So, good. All right, guys. Well, Carol, you're sitting right next to me. What, how'd you do on this one?
If I tell you, you're going to make fun of me.
2,500.
It's 20 minutes, doll. It's 20 minutes. I don't got robot fingers. No.
It's 1,900. I won't make fun of you.
No.
I would never make fun of you. I'm wildly jealous of your speedy talents.
It was 1,072 words.
Wow.
That's okay.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome.
That is awesome.
That is very good. All right. I'm going to go around, and I'm going to end on Sako because she's going to talk to us about our big topic. Okay. So, Doll, how'd you do on the last sprint?
I wrote 309 words and finished that Canva post and saved BC Brown's video for my Watch Later playlist that I'm going to watch later this week.
What? That's awesome. Very, very nice. Look at you, Queen of Productivity. Yeah. Michelle.
I'm just really distracted by this comment about coffee marinade pulled pork tacos. And
what?
I don't even know how many words I wrote.
You see, Michelle, that's why I don't look at the chat when I'm sprinting.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I finished the chapter I was working on, and I'm done with that document for today. So
yay. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I have to go back and find the tacos. Story Detective, how'd you do on this last sprint?
I did well. I edited several pages and rewrote some of it. I don't know how many words that I added, but I got through quite a bit, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yay!
Maybe Walter's fire is contagious.
Yes, absolutely. All right, did I go through? I did go through everybody. Okay, Sako, we've been waiting to hear from you. First, tell us how you did on the 5 minutes, and then we want to hear your thoughts on the topic.
Okay, so sprint-wise, I finished the painting for JC, and I'm about to work on some typography for her. As far as, and I'm on Marco Polo, and I keep up with my friends on Marco Polo. So I responded to a couple of polos that were sent my direction. But on the topic of toxic productivity, the best thing that I started doing for myself was 2 things. One is tracking my time and figuring out what I'm doing when on a daily basis.
Yes.
And then involving self-care as part of my schedule.
That is such a good strategy. I also do the time tracking thing. I used to do it all the time with my writing. I have actually started tracking my entire days lately because I feel like in this brave new world that but I'm brave. I mean, you have to be brave to go outside. In this brand new world that we have, that I lose days. Like I just don't get stuff. I go, what did I do all day? So now I know I can go back and track and see exactly what I write down all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
More often than not, at the end of
Mhm.
the day, I'm like, oh, I didn't do anything today. I was a total slack off.
Right.
And then I look at my schedule and what I actually did with my time, and I was like, I got a shit ton done.
Right.
Like, why am I so hard on myself? And so that's something that I'm certainly working on this year is not having self-care as a reward, but
Mhm.
having it as part of the schedule.
That is
So none
a
of this,
genius idea.
oh, I'll take a shower right after I finish, or I'll eat something right after I finish. Like, because otherwise I'll never finish, which means
Yeah.
I'll never eat or I'll never shower.
Right. I love how
Right.
you can talk to a group of writers and be like, a reward is that you get to take a shower. And we're all like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great reward.
Yeah,
What are you
that's
talking
a-
about?
Exactly. All right.
I have one other tip to add as far as what people were saying of getting out and changing your physical space.
Mhm.
I think part of that change sometimes when you can't always get out is just typing on the same keyboard. When we're sitting at our desk, we also have a keyboard that's the same experience. It's the same tactile feel. It's the same sound. And if you've gone through a prolonged period where you're not writing, those things kind of key those emotions. So I often switch keyboards when I get stuck and just go to something different.
Is this just a rationalization for you to buy another keyboard, Robert?
I guess it is. I respect it.
Remember that
It
focal
could work
keyboard
though.
last
I
year?
agree.
The one that was on, remember the focal keyboard that
Yeah.
was coming? They had
you
so
get
many delays. I did eventually invest in that, but it didn't ship. They had delays. They had parts with manufacturing, with the
Right.
shortage. It was delay after delay. Actually, it's supposed to be coming by middle of this month. It's finally going to ship. So yes, I bought it.
Yay. Well, you know what? My favorite writing keyboard is the one that you talked me into, which is the Osio one.
That's
I
I
love
remember
this.
when you got that.
Oh
That
my
was like
gosh.
the happiest day ever for you.
It does
I
make
know.
you feel more professional somehow, like you're
She
in
even
control
made
of
a
something.
video
I did.
promoting that keyboard.
Oh, you have it too. I did make a video, and you know what the funny thing is? It actually gets pretty good views, but I do not monetize it because when you this thing like lights up and does this little light dance, and I had put that little light dance to ELO's "I'm Alive." Like if you're
Yeah.
old, you'll know that song. And and I love it so much, and of course it would get copyright claim for that. So I haven't like tried to monetize it, and there's no way I'm ever taking it out. So I'm just like, okay, I don't care. But yeah, I love this thing. I love it. Love it. You guys know,
BC,
because you could watch the
BC
video
makes a really
where I
good
say
point.
I love it for 20. But I do think that's awesome. I
Tucker's-
mean, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Like it's switching
Tucker's trying
where
to say
you
something.
are, switching medium. Sorry. Blech.
Switching medium,
Yeah.
BC just mentions that in her post.
Let me.
Talking. Yeah, if you want to eventually get there, yeah.
I will. I'll go down now. Actually, I feel bad because we've like gone. Okay, so BC Robert always gives great motivational talks. Yeah, he does. Absolutely. Sako's just prayer, thinking over art, the best kind of prayer. Yes, absolutely. Oh no, I don't know what that's about. Sorry. Oh, hi, BC Brown. I'm really bad. So probably the easiest way, because of Caro and Robert, I check Facebook messaging, although I'm not great, but I try. So I will, if I know that you're going to message me, then I'll look for it. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate it. Ooh, also Michelle, Carol, Robert Dahl, how do you want me to reach out to get book covers from all of you to promote in a slideshow on my Twitch streams?
Oh,
Great.
Instagram, I'm there, but I'm also on Facebook. Don't worry, you can message me whatever it's easier for you. Except Discord, I never see Discord.
You can message me on Discord. That's actually the fastest way.
Yeah, me too.
All right, good. Anybody in the chat? Oh, go ahead, Robert.
Well, we're going to wait till I actually get the cover for this done, which probably isn't going to be. I have mock-up covers that I've done that I could share in terms of just
That'd be cool.
promotion.
I think sharing your mock-up is better than not sharing at all.
Yeah.
All right. Jeannie says, who knew that such a short amount of words would be so hard to put in order? Book blurbs are hard.
They are.
Yes.
Book blurbs are a nightmare. Thank you, Lisa, for helping me with mine.
You're welcome. They are difficult. I love them, but it's only because I have I have a background in advertising. Before I started writing books, I was an advertising copywriter, and I sort of dig book blurbs. But at some point we should have that as a topic, because a lot of people hate it. It's a different kind of writing than writing books. And it's like titling. Some authors are really good at it, some are really not, but it is a completely different skill. So if you're not a good book blurb writer, get somebody else to help you with it, because I mean, you can learn to get better, but some people like to do it. Okay. BC says, one of my goals next year is to start writing serial fiction and bite-sized pieces for my newsletter to force me to concisely write, as well as to put out weekly content. Go you!
Oh, I can help you with that shit.
That is nice. Shortening what's in my head is the main problem. You need to do like a 50, 100, and a 200 word.
The elevator pitch.
Exactly. Jeannie says, that was productive. I finished bullet pointing the main plot of my series. Yay! That's awesome. Hello, Spence.
Hi,
so
Spence.
glad to see you. All right. BC says, yes, I have trouble taking a rich story and just picking out the core. I often rely on my beats in the outline to help me write my blurbs.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, so I think that there are a couple things you want to include. First, sort of, if there's some trope that you're working with, it's good to sort of cram that in there somewhere, because then readers will go like, "Ooh, I love enemies to lovers." I'm like, that'll be like that. Those 3 words will be that the sales point for them. But the main conflict and sort of like the main goal of the protagonist, which does feel like it's hard to do, but it also really helps you kind of drill down what your story's about. Okay. MM Ward opened 2 documents to compare while line editing, got coffee, got a bowl of Raisin Bran, petted kitten, swept the floor. Everything after the first thing is procrastination on editing. We've all been there. Good gracious. I don't know where this came from. MM Ward says, look like a fairy vomited on.
That's perfect. That's how
Yes.
first draft should look.
Yes.
0 drafts are like part of my process. It's the same with art. It's the same with music. I'll do like a warm up, and the warm up is basically a brain dump in whatever medium that is, and then I can go back and maybe there will be content that I can use towards a new draft.
In terms of
Emma Moore says, hi, my name is Maggie. I'm an overwriter. Sorry, what was that, Robert?
In terms of cover art and promotion, those people who actually have books out already and cover artists that they like, if you want to drop a link below, I would definitely like to check them out. I think I have an idea who my cover artist is going to be. I was initially thinking maybe trying it myself, but I think I'm going to be too close to it. I think getting somebody else's perspective is just a better way to go, at least initially.
Really?
So,
there are some things that you should delegate. And
Right.
Robert is an artiste. Okay.
right, but unless they take a couple of years off.
Yeah, unless I come up with a design that I'm like, wow, that's perfect. I think getting somebody else's take on it.
Yeah.
Until I get rolling, I'm just going to be too anal with it, and it's going to be.
That's like it's like designing your own tattoo. It's like you gotta hand it over to someone else, and you gotta be okay with what they do.
I'm gonna sketch the cover that I want for this nonfiction book. Sure, but I am gonna ask cover designers for opinions and see what I can do, because me designing my own covers, apparently I do it all wrong because it's visual and I'm blind.
Like, I wouldn't do my own covers because I do not have that talent. As far as I just don't. But I worked with art directors for a long time. Back in my old advertising days, and I know it when I see it. But I think, like, if I had all the talent, like, Robert and Caro and Sako. Like I would, that would be good. Okay.
With great talent comes the inability to let go.
I was gonna say, with
Yeah.
great talent comes great book covers, great. Yeah, that's not a good one.
I have some ideas, or at least designed thoughts that I'd like
Yeah,
to
exactly.
take with it, but I just don't think it's going to be me, at least for the first book or three. I think it's better to just farm it out, and I do like symbolic designy stuff, and I think I like painted covers over photographs, unless they were very good in designy photographs. So
right, the thing is Robert and I are like a lot more artistic about it, while meanwhile cover designers are more focused on what's on trend and like modern cover design.
That's generalizing.
I'm gonna do a soft disagree with you on that, because there's a lot of things that you have to take into account when you're working on a cover. You know, for example, all genres have like their own things that have to go with their genres. So, for example, lots of urban fantasy usually has some chick on the cover and it's got that Sia whatever font on it, and they've got some glowy shit. And the reason that they do it is because you can only see the thumbnail when you're going through the book browsing thing. So a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, okay, that's urban fantasy, that's horror, that's whatever. A cover designer is going to be aware of what those trends look like, what fonts need to be there, and all that stuff. If you make a cover that's way too busy, I can tell you real quick, people are just going to pass on it. Like,
yeah, that is true. I mean, great cover
maybe I
design.
didn't word it right, but I agree with that. That's what I mean. It's like I can have the whole idea of what I want, but then a cover designer will lead me in the right direction, because what I don't know about trends. I'm blind and I don't care about trends. That's my biggest problem, is that I want to do what I want.
I think you're confusing the word trend with branding, genre branding.
Yeah.
Genre conventions. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
That's a good way to put it. All right. This is an excellent place for us to
sprint.
That's right. Yes, because we got to get some words in today. We are doing great, though. I'm very excited. All right. Or maybe we're not. We've had a lot of chit chat today being back on Wednesday, but we missed all our friends and we have a lot to say. Okay. So we are going to do a 20-minute sprint. Carol, are you going to give it a chance this time? Okay.
I'm ready.
Carol's ready.
Where you guys were talking, I was like, okay, what the fuck am I going to say? All right. All right. Listen, bitches. It's time to write. We got words to do, and I don't care if they're 10 words. I don't care if they're 2,000 words. You've got to write those goddamn words. So look at this keyboard. It's a tool, all right? You make this thing do letters, words, and they become sentences, and then your book is done. Not today, but at some point. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and focus on that, and we're going to start whenever this timer starts doing its magic countdown thing that I can't control. So I'll just wave my hands like I can. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Okie dokie. All right, hold on. Let me stop this screen. Sorry, like if you're on somebody else's stream and the music comes up and you're in the middle of a sentence, then you can just keep going, knowing that they will do. But then if it's your stream, you're like, oh, am I going to be able to finish this paragraph or finish this sentence before it's time to start talking? And the answer is maybe. So, like this. I'm not a good typist. Okay. So, yeah, I want to go back to our comments. We had such a good conversation going, and I felt like I wanted to make sure that we did get our sprints in today. We only have 10 minutes left. Where did the time go? All right.
On the topic. That's where it went.
I know.
Towards the topic, yeah.
It was a great discussion.
It really was. And I have to say, I've had 2 really good sprints in a row. So I feel really good about that. There's something about sort of bonding with other people who are like having the same struggles and, finding a little camaraderie, which is one of the things I love about these like sprints and the live stream period, because we can all sort of like get together and, and talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed what I got done today. I did pretty well. And I think the more interesting the topic, the more blabby we get, but that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. And it's been a while since we've been with our Wednesday crowd, so they probably don't mind if we're a little blabbier than usual, because they're a little blabby today too. They had a lot to say.
They missed us.
They did miss us. I missed them too. Amy says, getting another set of eyes is vital for my work. You have to get clients' input for every step. I did see your email, Amy. Thank you for stalking me. As I tell BC, yeah, you can talk to me on Facebook. I just haven't had a chance yet, but you're on my list, as you have been for many.
Get back on track as well.
Many moons.
You be finished.
I heart you, Amy.
I wrote so much today.
I'm so excited. Okay, so let's talk about that. I will have to go back and do my numbers, but I will say I had 2 really awesome sprints. So, Doll, how did you do in the last round?
The last round, I wrote 300 words, arranged the caption for the post on Instagram that I'm about to do, because the review is just a wall of text and I have to separate it properly. Got some hashtags done and just chatted with the person to decide which picture goes in which order, because carousel, and messaged PC Brown about their cover thing. So yeah, I did a lot of things, but 300 words.
You did do a lot of things. That's phenomenal. All right. JC says I got Canva Pro to try to attempt to do my own covers, as well as Sako knows that did not work out so well for me. That is not my gift. That's okay.
So the only problem that you ran into was that you, the images you get off of Canva are low res. So like you can't apply to a paperback what you get on for your ebook.
Well, and it's terrible too if you fall in love with an image and if you don't know like where to get the high res image of it. Although Canva uses a lot, like they have a lot of stock stuff in there. You can do a Google reverse image search and a lot of times find that same image that you want to use that you've already paid Canva $1 for, or whatever it is. But you can find it somewhere else, and a lot of times you can use, you can just buy the use of it for like $10.
And with Canva Pro, you can save in high resolution as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, BC. Oh, here. So Maya asked for any tips on how to use a bullet journal, not make yourself more
a to done list.
A to done. Is that what she said?
Yep, a done list. I have started writing down the things that I have accomplished in the day.
Yeah, that's great.
That is far better for my mental health than it is to see a to-do list that is like 10 miles long.
I have to say, I do love the satisfaction of checking off the little boxes. In fact, when I bought some to like a pad of to-do lists, and one of my absolute mandatory things that I had to have were checkboxes.
Checkbox.
Because I
that
love
is
it.
one thing
Yeah.
that I include in my bullet journal is checkboxes.
That was probably the most effective as far as using any type of planner that I've gotten. And what I did, I just put a list of things on one page that I knew I needed to do each week, and then a list of things that I wanted to do, and make a game of it and seeing how many I could check off. And once I got into the habit of that, it became more of a productive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little scavenger hunt for your brain, right? Like I could just check off all the things.
I got 2 tips.
Oh, good. All right.
One, make a bullet journal that works for you, not what you see other people doing. Because
Yes.
Yeah.
do that. And then the other thing is be honest with yourself. If you know that Monday is not your day for getting shit done, don't give yourself stuff to do on Monday. Just saying.
There is some truth to that. Some people just don't get rolling until Tuesday or Friday. BC says cover art trend. This is prior conversation. Cover art trends can be morphed. They do evolve. For instance, Sako and I don't love current urban fantasy cover trends. We mesh current with what we like. That's cool. Morgan's here. Hello, Morgan. We're very, very glad to see it. Not it, you. We're very glad to see. We were talking about covers, and I was thinking about it. You, darling Morgan. We're very happy to see you today. Okay. JC said big thanks to Doll. Thank you for that. Sorry, I'm way behind, you guys. BC Brown has got blog topics all the way to November. Look at you go. Very nice. Good job. All right. So MM Ward says I use the brightest, ugliest mini posties for my must-dos because I hate that color and I want it out of my planner. That is genius. That is a genius tip. I have that color right here. Look. Yeah. Bullet journal is basically my done list where I keep records so I can reflect rather than try to hold myself to a list I might fail at. That is a very, very nice idea. I love it. And that feels like a good place to end because today we can all write in our little planners and journals all the awesome stuff that we accomplished today during this stream.
Yeah.
So before we go, let's do a quick wrap up of everybody. I can't remember. There are lots of us. Okay. So Doll, tell us who you are and what your channel is about, and we'll just go around the circle.
Okay, thank you so much for having me today. I am Cecil Runo, a partially blind writer for introspective readers, also known as the Ace from Space. I write mostly sci-fi, as you can tell from my branding, and I also explore other genres with short stories and flash fiction and even a little bit of poetry. My YouTube channel is on hiatus. I might come back if I see it fit, but if you want to follow me in the real and in real time and here and now, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Cecil Runo. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Michelle, tell us a little about you and your channel before we go.
All right. I'm Michelle Schusterman. I'm a middle grade and young adult author, and my channel is writing workshops, traditional publishing chat, and writing blogs. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you for being here. As always, Robert.
My channel is The Story Detective. I guess I should say that I've been a graphic artist and multimedia storyteller for most of my life. And my channel takes those things, puts them under a Sherlockian microscope, breaks it down, and gives you the craft knowledge to help your journey become a little easier. My channel is currently on hiatus, but more stuff is coming by next month, so stay tuned.
And the classics are on there, so you can always go back and review those. Always good advice.
There's a lot on there.
There is a lot on there. Saku!
Howdy neighbors, I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Boyd. I write horror and I'm a witch and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are interested in videos pertaining to marketing for authors, you can find a whole playlist of them on my channel, and it's not just me, it's a bunch of other Authortubers too. Drop by sometime, I would love to see you.
Yay. Carrow Brown, we're so glad you were here today.
I was so glad to be here. Thank you for having me. I have a YouTube channel that has nothing on it right now outside of my classics, as Lisa said it. I came today to work on my one project that I have given myself the deadline of October 1st to complete, and I made progress towards that. So that's today's win. So, woo.
Woo.
That is right. I think today was such a good topic. I'm so glad you guys were here. I'm Lisa Daly, and this is my channel. And guess what, everybody? We're going to be back here on Wednesday. Yay! Same time as our old time. I am so glad I had no idea like how much I missed Wednesdays until today. So I mean, like I knew I missed it, but like I'm really, really feeling it today. So thank you very much to everybody for being here. Ooh, we have courageous Carol. I'm sorry, now I have to stay until she finishes. Ready? Marvelous Michelle and love. Oh, thank you so much. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, the return of Wednesdays. Yay. You guys are terrific. We will see you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for being here today.